So I just listened to a Daily Stoic podcast. That was actually an excerpt from this book. Let me look up the name of the book. I don't have it off the top of my head. The book is called Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It, and the podcast was an excerpt from it. I think it was a chapter called The Vow, and it was incredible. So the whole thing is saying I love myself and having that as a mind pattern until that becomes true. And they walk you through in that podcast. I'll link the podcast below. It's a great podcast. They link you through some meditations to do, this mirror exercise to do, that you really focus on looking yourself in your eyes and telling yourself that you love yourself. And that one was so interesting to me because I have a really hard time keeping eye contact very close to people. Just all my life, I just shy away from that. And so to confront that in myself and feel less uncomfortable that close to my own face, because you're supposed to do it like really close in the mirror, but still looking deeply into someone's eyes and it being myself. And it just made me really think like, oh, I need to focus on loving myself, on falling in love with myself, on staying in love with myself. The same way that I look at relationships, you know, dating someone, falling in love with someone, staying in love with someone, I need to turn that in on myself as well, because I think I've just always thought, oh, it'll just happen. Like self-love is something that just happens, but I'm not doing it for myself. And I think a layer of that is the self-worth of, do I believe that I deserve to take care of myself? An easy example is just like my acne. My mom's always like, you should put aloe vera on it, you should put calendula on it, like something to like heal it. And my acne's been so bad since I tried aloe vera juice. And so I just don't. And why is that? And I think that a layer of that is probably very complex, but a layer of that is probably like, I don't feel like I deserve to take care of myself. And that's not cool. So I'm really loving this new idea of, earlier this year I came to that idea of like, I'm dating myself, I'm taking myself on dates and stuff, but you can't only date yourself, you need to fall in love with yourself, and you need to stay in love with yourself and really make sure that you're taking care of yourself, how you would take care of other people. So my intention for today is I love myself, and taking that intention and then doing things that are good for me and that I don't normally do, because they do take effort and they do take energy, and I usually just don't put that energy in on myself. But it goes beyond even self-love or self-care. Like, it's just such a deeper level, I believe. And so that's something I just was reflecting on today and just discovered through this podcast. So I'm sure other people probably struggle with this too, since self-love and self-care is such a buzzword, right? They're buzzwords right now, right? And I think that this just has a completely different lens to it, and I'm not sure I'm explaining it the best, so definitely listen to that podcast. I downloaded the book, like I'm so gonna read that book as well because it just sounds amazing. And it's definitely a mind shift that I think will take a while. And he said you have to rewrite your brain patterns. You have to say it and believe it and take actions to do it until it just becomes second nature and it becomes true. So I'm gonna start doing that. Today's intention, I love myself, and everything I do is gonna be because I love myself. Like sitting outside today, it is beautiful today. I took a shower. I love myself, right? Like the food that I nourish myself with, I think a lot of my issues with food are just not really taking care of myself, and I need to focus on that as well with food, with nourishment, everything. So we'll see how long this lasts, but I'm excited to think about it in a new way and really appreciate that podcast. So go check it out. All right, so today I think I'm feeling better. So not like great, but you know, at least a little bit better. I woke up honestly earlier than I have been. I didn't let myself sleep in because I had a meeting, and I have been sleeping in until like noon, and I had to wake up at 11. Again, my health is so bad, so I'm just letting myself rest as much as possible. But I was like up today, and I didn't do my morning routine at all. I mean, I was just up and then like go, go, go. And that actually felt good. So I'm like, okay, is it better for me to just get up, get out of bed, instead of doing my like slow, leisurely routine of like, okay, I like read in the morning, I listen to Daily Stoic, you know, I do all these things in the morning. Is it just better for me to just like get up, maybe. So yeah, that was interesting today. And I had one meeting today with our upcycle design seamstress Clara, and I actually feel okay after, and I'm like, good. Finally, because last week I would have one meeting and then just like crash, and it was so bad. And so finally I'm feeling a little bit better in that way. Maybe I can just take this off completely. Oh no, hat hair. So yeah, now I'm sitting outside and it's a beautiful day, and I'm so excited to be out here. And now I'm gonna do my morning routine a little bit. I also need to respond to some emails. There's a lot of work I need to catch up on if I'm feeling a little bit better today. So yeah, also I wanted to talk about my friend John he was from UD, now he's going to med school, and he actually has this podcast and also a YouTube channel where he puts the podcast every day, where he does like a really short vlog style, just like sharing his thoughts. And I listened for the first time yesterday. I didn't even know he was doing this. He's not like promoting it that much. And I was like, oh my gosh, good for you. And yeah, he's literally posting every single day. And so I started listening yesterday, and I'm listening more today, and I'm really loving it. So I will put the link down below. Go check it out. It's called Diary of Assyrian Kid. And I love how he thinks. I love how he shares his thoughts. And he's getting a lot of like views and a lot of listens, and that's really cool and exciting. So go check out his stuff. I love supporting my friends and like what they're doing and how cool it is, because it is cool. So yeah, definitely go check that out. But yeah, I just feel like inspired by his content, and I was watching some of Casey Neistat's videos and just trying to like inspire myself again, because I think I'm so deep in the burnout still, but I think I'm starting to come out the other side of it, which is good. So maybe we're close, but I always think we're close and then I like slide backward the next day. So it's a really long, slow process, but we're getting there. So yeah, all right, that's kind of the update for today. I'm going to get back to my morning routine, which is now not in the morning, but it's still a routine that works for me, but it just was better not to do it this morning for some reason. All right, hope you're having an amazing day. Talk soon. Bye. Oh my gosh, okay, so I'm feeling so inspired by Jean's like vlog, podcast, and Casey Neistat. I've been watching some of his videos. Here's my new comforter, very excited for this. But I wanted to talk more about intentions. So I know in another clip I talked about intentions and how I'm using this new system where the lock screen and also the background of my phone are intention of the day. And today's intention is mindful. And I want to be mindful of every moment, in tune with my body again. But I was reading this book called Search Inside Yourself. It's about emotional intelligence and mindfulness. And they had something really cool about mindfulness, so I want to share. The act of creating good intentions is itself a form of meditation. I've never thought of it like that before. I think that's really cool. Every time you create an intention, you are subtly forming or reinforcing a mental habit. Good thing, if it's a good intention. If you create that same intention a lot, it eventually becomes a habit that will keep arising in your mind in varied situations to guide your behavior. Now, I think that's so cool that we can even just use intention of the day as a form of mindfulness and meditation. And so that's what I've been doing, and I invite you to do this as well, because it just related back to what I was saying earlier in another vlog or another clip, and it came up with kind of this scientific background of why this is important and why you should do that. So I just wanted to share, again, the book is called Search Inside Yourself. Really good book so far. It's actually for my mindfulness course that I'm taking at UD, and I'm really enjoying it. I think I've mentioned it before as well, because it's really good and I'm just loving it. So wanted to share, feeling inspired, and I'm really excited to be back to feeling inspired.